But I'm telling you now, I'm taking this as a warning from God that he's about to come. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give you no, try to make up no day or month or prophecy or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't step on toes like that, especially God. So, but I mean, in the dream, you know, there was, you know, we was you know, there was these missiles, these rockets. You know, someone was aiming at the U.S. I mean, this is just what it is. And you know, there was this big clock, and once this clock struck like 12, man, these rockets took off. And I mean, they were coming, and we were in this big field, man, and we can see as they were approaching, the sky was like an orangish color, and then, you know, pretty much like an orange reddish color.
A parent stops and she goes, "Oh my gosh, did y'all hear the broadcast?" We're like, and I'm like, I don't even have my phone on me. So she's like, "Let me turn up my phone." And the newsman is talking. He's like, there are bombs falling. There are bombs falling all over the U.S. He was like, "I think it seems to be around the whole world because I guess you can get in touch with other news reporters or something like that. But I guess it was going around the whole world. But there were bombs falling." And I'm like, "Oh my God, bombs falling. Like, this World War III. Like, I'm like, ooh, it's bombs falling." So I'm like, "Turn it up so we can listen." So we all pause. The kids still playing because we don't want to scare them. So we listening. And the man is like, "Oh my gosh, the bombs are coming closer. They're coming closer. Like, they're reaching," you know, he was naming out different cities or different towns and stuff they were reaching to, the bombs. And I'm like, dang, why are these bombs falling? Like, what's going on? So comes to find out, it's not bombs. They were meteors or whatever you want to call them, meteorites or whatever.
There was so much chaos everywhere, people running everywhere, and I remember the sky. I just remember looking up and there were balls of fire falling from the sky. I didn't know exactly what they were. In my dream, I assumed they were falling stars or something, but I don't really know. But they were surrounded by fire and it was falling down on everybody. And remember hearing on the prophecy, they were still prophesying during this whole time. They were still prophesying and they were talking about war, and it was happening. I remember Russia being in the dream. Russia was majorly in the dream.
Okay, we are using these individuals' dreams to describe an end time event. So we have that the guy noticed a clock, you know, and the clock's hand is about to strike 12, right? And as soon as it struck 12, which we know is the doomsday clock, basically the missiles started going off, you know, and bombing every damn where, right? And you notice with the women, basically they had a hard time describing the missiles from meteorites. That's because both is going down. So as soon as they come with their nuclear war, World War III, and they start doing strikes with nuclear weapons, the Gentiles are at the height or the fullness of the Gentiles. That means they are at the height of their evil. And then God is going to rain down brimstones on them, described in Ezekiel 38, number 22, which he states, "I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and his bands," that's all his militaries, "and upon the many people that are with him." You supporting America, you supporting the American way and this lifestyle. I mean, this is all over the world. Everybody that's with America, these meteors is going to hit you. These hailstones is going to hit you that are with him, an overflowing rain of great hailstones, fire, and brimstone. So that's why that's what she was seeing coming from the skies. Let's continue.
There was this big clock, and once this clock struck like 12, man, these rockets took off. And I mean, they were coming, and we were in this big field, man, and we can see as they were approaching, the sky was like an orangish color, and then, you know, pretty much like an orange reddish color. As soon as the rockets got like close enough, man, like about to strike, you heard the trumpet of God. It hit, man. I'm talking about loud, like
I wasn't trying to think about where nobody was. I was just like, man, we about to be gone. Like, that's it. This a wrap. So it's coming down, and before it touches us, it gets like a little before my head. I'm standing up. I'm only 5'5". It gets a little before my head, and the Lord takes us. He doesn't take everybody. I see a couple of people come up with me. I see some children on the side of me to my left, and then I see like 2 kids on my right come up, but the adults that was around me didn't go. Those were the adults that were mad.
And I looked up, man, and all you saw was this angel drop down to the middle of the field where we were. And he started looking around, man, and he started walking through all of these people, and he started touching people. Now, as he was touching people, wings were coming out of their back, man, and they were taking off. You know, and he was walking up, and he started getting close to me, man. So as he was getting close to me, you know, I started thinking to myself, yeah, I'm about to be out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a wrap. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to put up with none of this. I ain't got to deal with none of this, man. But the thing that got me, yo, was as he approached me, he looked at me, and he kept going.
And everything started to shake. Big, loud, sonic boom-like sound. Everything shook except for the ground. The ground was fine, but it was just the sound was so loud that the windows and the walls were vibrating, and it caused me to shake tremendously. And I ran back up to the front, and the moment I ran up, I saw him come through the ceiling. And he didn't break the ceiling. He didn't break anything. He floated down through it, but he was so fast. It was like lightning, like bam. He was right there. He was huge. He was 10 feet tall. How he was standing just with such power and authority. Everybody trembled. Everybody was afraid. He looked around at everybody so disappointed. He just sort of looked at everyone really quickly, like a glance, like. And I noticed that the moment that he looked at you, something happened within you. Because in the dream, he looked at me. And when he looked at me, I felt so ashamed. It was as if it was because I knew he knew everything about me. Everything I've ever done or ever said, it was right there in his face, and I could not hide it. Just felt so ashamed. And he looked over the congregation and he said, none of you are coming with me. None of you are coming with me.
And right then and there, man, you should have felt the like automatic depression, stress. Like my heart was broken. You know, and God spoke to me in that dream. He said, this is how a lot of people are going to feel when that day comes. Thinking that they're coming with me because they're in church all the time, or because they're paying their tithes, or because they're doing this and doing that. Man, God knows your heart, man. You know what I'm saying? And half of the people that's going to church every Sunday ain't going, man. Because what are you doing when you come out of that church? You know what I'm saying? Are you stopping at the gas station? You know what I'm saying? Getting your little alcohol, knowing you just took communion, knowing you just left God's house, man. You know what I'm saying? Are you getting your cigar to roll your blunt? You know, you on the phone with the dope man. You know what I'm saying? Or are you calling somebody else's husband or wife? You know what I'm saying? Going back to their house after church. See, we could put on this front in church in front of anybody, man. But God knows what you're doing at all times. And you're going to have to answer, man. You know what I'm saying? So I remember, man, you know, and I'm not perfect, man. You know what I'm saying? We all got our flaws. We all dealing with this and that. You know, we're all trying to come out of something. I don't care who you are. You're fighting with something. You're dealing with something. But, man, you know, so the angel turned around, man, and he looked at me. You know, and I was just rocked by him passing me up, knowing, man, that I wasn't going to heaven. And he walked up to me, man, and he said, you barely made it. And he hit me. And my wings came back and I took off.
So here we have the meteors and the rockets coming down. All the fire from above is coming down, you know, by God's will. And it's just about to hit the people. And then basically it stops. And then a big angel come down. So the first woman, it just took her straight up, you know. And then the guy, he said he was watching the angel touch people when they grow wings and they go straight up, you know, and that could be not literal. It could just be they were just taken up, you know, by angels. And then the third woman said the angel came through the church, you know, and he was big, and he was basically, these angels ain't playing, man. They try to make the angels like Peter Pan or something like that. No, these angels are not playing. These angels is tough, and these angels is going to rip you to shreds. People who having dreams lately, the angels is like this other woman said, the angels took a man and broke him right in half and slammed him in the ground, you know, and sent his ass straight to hell. and these angels was beating and torturing people when they came. And that's how these angels are going to be. They ain't going to be playing. The day of the Lord is not a joke. And these angels ain't joking around with these sinners. They are going to punish your ass, and y'all just don't know. And so you ain't going to play a game with the angels like you've been living a clean-cut life. That's what these people are telling you. Basically, if you haven't been living a clean-cut life, you're going to get broke. Because as soon as they take everybody up, all the people that's left is getting ready to get destroyed, right? And so you notice that they both said that the angel was staring at them. He just going around, and it was just like a hard stare at everybody. And what the angel was doing was reading their spirit and their soul and their deeds and their actions and their words and their thoughts. It was reading the individual, and then basically it came up with assumption. It came up with some accurate data that says basically who's going and who's not. And those people who fornicating, homosexuals, doing drugs and all that, you ain't gonna go. So in the one woman's dream that the angel told the whole congregation, no, none of y'all is coming with me. I mean, everybody is going to get destroyed. And then the guy said that the angel looked through him pretty much. And notice they both said that, when this angel looked at them and stuff like that, the guilt that they felt from all the sinning and everything they was thinking and doing. And that's why I keep trying to tell y'all, you got to be sinless. You got to stop sinning. You got to stop sneaking and hiding stuff, because everything in secret, says God, is going to be revealed in this end, and is going to be tested by fire. All things secret is going to be tested by fire, and that's the fire that's coming down. And that fire is going to be hitting so many people right in the chest, in the face, in the head. You're going to see, And so, right at the last minute, the angel turned around and said, "You barely made it," And we're going to open up the book to 1 Peter 4, number 18. We're going to start with 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God. So it's coming to us first. And if it first began at us, says God, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? We already know the meteorites and the bombs and the suffering, And if the righteous scarcely be saved, like we've been doing this for 20 years at my house, over 20 years. And basically, if I go around the room, everybody say, if I could give you a grade from A to F, everybody in my house would say, and we read, pray, and fast every single day almost, and I ain't saying so much fast, but we fast a lot, in our house. And basically, everybody is in the CD category. No one is going to say B or A, except unless you're foolish. So it said, if the righteous scarcely be saved. We doing all this praying and sacrifice to God. Come on, what's going to happen to y'all who playing a game with this? Where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Right in hell. You're going to catch the meteorites and them hailstones right to your chest. And the boy was saying that he had a dream that the meteorites and the hailstones were hitting people at the same time, and parts of their body was frozen and parts of their body were burning. Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of God commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing as unto a faithful creator. And so we're going to go right back up to the top again. It says it's going to begin at the house of God. And then it said, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end of them be that obey not the gospel of God, not Jesus Christ, the gospel of God, obeying them commandments. That's what's going to save you in this end. And so this is Rapture news, and this is a warning telling you that basically what is going to happen as soon as they drop them bombs, Gentiles, it's over for you and your doom begins. It's Rapture news.